God Uses Your Work to Develop Your Character by Rick Warren. Whoever can be trusted with very little can also be trusted with much. If you have not been trustworthy in handling worldly wealth, who will trust you with true riches? And if you have not been trustworthy with someone else's property, who will give you property of your own? Luke 16:10-12 NIV. The book of Genesis tells the story of a man named Joseph. God gave Joseph a vision of becoming a great leader, but for 40 years he lived and worked as a slave, and for much of that time he was imprisoned. Those decades were the testing ground of Joseph's character. When the day came and the time was just right, God pulled Joseph out of that setting and placed him in a position of power in Egypt, where he had always planned for Joseph to be. During all the difficult years of toil, God had been growing Joseph's character and preparing him for his leadership role. Whatever your work is, whether you're working hard in obscurity or enjoying a position of power, God is developing your character too. In fact, God is far more concerned about who you are than what you do. He is much more interested in your character than he is in your career. Your workplace is a life course in character development. Do you have a boss who drives you nuts? Think about this. God can use a boss who tests your patience, or a workplace that you're unhappy in, to develop and grow your character. He plants seeds of love, joy, peace, and patience in your heart, and then he fertilizes those seeds while you work. You may be at work and wonder, how come this is going on? Why is this such a tough place? Why are these people picking on me? Why can't I be happier at my workplace? You're basically asking the same question that Solomon asked in Ecclesiastes 1-3. You spend your life working, laboring, and what do you have to show for it? GNT. The answer is this: character. Life is preparation for eternity. You're not going to take your career with you to heaven, but you are going to take your character. And while you are here on earth, God is developing your character and testing your faithfulness. Will you be faithful to do the right thing, even when you don't feel like it? He's watching to determine what kind of job he is going to give you in eternity. Jesus said in Luke 16:10-12, whoever can be trusted with very little can also be trusted with much. If you have not been trustworthy in handling worldly wealth, who will trust you with true riches? And if you have not been trustworthy with someone else's property, who will give you property of your own? NIV. Whatever work God has given you, be faithful to do it. Remember, it's more about your character than it is about your career. What struggles are you facing in your workplace? How might God be using those struggles to build your character? What's one supportive thing you can do this week for one of your co-workers? Thank you for watching. God bless you. Like, comment, follow, share, support Spiritual Life Resources.